Good morning and welcome to the Take Your Life Back Today show. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm your addiction recovery coach, your life coach, and I am also an alcoholic that has learned how to live in recovery. Been in recovery for a few years. I want to talk about 9 signs you're dealing with an emotional manipulator. But folks, I just want to say this. I have gotten so many messages in the past few years, and people would say, was today's show based on me or my actions? And although I would love to give credit to one individual or a couple individuals that are out there for the show itself, most of my shows are based on people that I run into, whether it being at work, out in wherever in society, or people I know personally. I am almost impossible to pinpoint it to one person. However, and this is a big however, I will say that if you feel that this particular show or any other past shows is based on maybe you or your actions, then maybe it's time to take a good look at yourself and say, hey, maybe I need to change. Remember, I am your host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. I am the person with the camera, and I am just a reflection. My words are a reflection on people out there that might have issues in life. I get most of my substances, I will be quite honest with you, from everyday people around me. That's not necessarily to mean that it's you. I would love to give you personally credit, whoever wrote in to me or had asked me or had asked other people. But if you feel that this particular show or any other show is based on you directly, then it's time to take a self-inventory and look for change. Whether it's money, being greedy with money, whether it's addictions, whether it's today's show, be how to how to deal with people with emotional manipulation, then it's time for you to change. I would love to give each and every one credit that has written to me or asked someone around me, but I can't. All I can say is that my shows are based on studies. They're based on everyday people like you. So if you feel there is a connection between this show or any other show that I've done in the past, it's time for self-inventory. Emotional manipulators defy logic, my friends. They derive satisfaction from controlling you and creating chaos around you. Listen to that. They want to create chaos around you. We all know that what that feels like to be around emotional manipulation. It can be extremely affected by the person doing it if you allow it to be. A few years ago, Facebook, in conjunction with researchers from Cornell and the University of California, had done a research, and they played emotional manipulation on 689,000 users, and their findings were tremendously high on how many people were manipulated. If you're out there and you are an emotional manipulator and you constantly want to create chaos around you, this show is about people like you. Not directly you, but people like you. Number 1 out of the 9 ones is they undermine your faith in your grasp of reality. Listen to that. They undermine your faith and the grasp of your reality. Emotional manipulators are incredibly skilled liars. They're deceptors. They drip in deception. They insist on an incident that really never even happened, my friends. They pledge their support, but when it comes time to follow through, they act as though your request was entirely unreasonable. Number 2 is their actions didn't match their words. In other words, emotional manipulators will tell you that what you want to hear, but their actions are another story. That is an emotional manipulation. Number 3 is they are experts at dueling out guilt. Emotional manipulators are masters at their game at leveraging your guilt to their advantage. They will play you like that very easily. If you bring up something that's bothering you, they make you feel guilty for even mentioning it to them. Number 4 is they claim the role of a victim. And my friends, a lot of us can relate to this. And if you're watching me and you can relate to this, then you, my friend, have a sign of being an emotional manipulator. When it comes to emotional manipulators, nothing ever is their fault. They never own anything. No matter what they do or fail to do, it's someone else's fault. Someone else made them do it, and usually, my friends, it's you. Number 5 on my list. They are too much too soon. Whether it's a personal relationship or a business relationship, emotional manipulators always seem to skip a few steps. They fast forward to the next step. They share too much too soon and expect the same from you. Number 6, they are emotional black hole. Whatever emotional manipulators are feeling, they are great. They're geniuses at sucking everyone around them into those emotions of themselves. If they're in a bad mood, everyone around them knows it. If they're in a good mood, everyone else around them knows it. I've said this many times. Positivity is very contagious, but so is negativity. So be careful for an emotional manipulator, because they're in a bad mood. They want to create chaos. They want to run around like everything is so urgent. Do not fall into their black hole. It's a trap, my friends. Number 7, they eagerly agree to help and maybe even volunteer, then act like the martyr. An initial eagerness to help swiftly morphs into sighs, groans, and suggestions that whatever they agree to do is a huge burden on them now. And if you shine a spotlight on that reluctance, they'll turn it around you. If you bring them out and say, well, you said so, they will turn that around on you. So if you run into that, the best thing to do, if you know that you're dealing with an emotional manipulator, do yourself a favor, walk the other way. It's so much easier. Do not get involved with them. Number 8, they're always one up on you. I know many people like this. No matter what problems you have, emotional manipulators have it even worse. They'll tell you that. They undermine the legitimacy of your complaints by reminding you that their problems are far more serious than your problems. And number 9, last but not least, they know all your buttons and don't hesitate to push them. Too many people we know like this. Emotional manipulators know your weak spots and are quick to use the knowledge against you. Overcoming manipulation, my friends, is not easy. Emotional manipulators drive you crazy because their behavior is so irrational. Make no mistake about it, my friends. Their behavior truly goes against reason. So why do you allow yourself to respond to the emotional manipulators and get sucked into their miserable world? We need to start bringing it all together. Emotional manipulators can undermine your sense of who you are and what you stand for. Even make you doubt your own sanity. Remember, nobody can manipulate you without your consent and your cooperation. And emotional manipulation, like negativity and self-pity, is all contagious. Stay away from them. I'm going to repeat this again. For all the people that write into me constantly, I am telling you today, most of my shows are based on people that I've run into, studies that I've done, people that maybe even write into me and ask me to do a show. If you feel that any one of my shows is directly a reflection of yourself, then, my friends, it's time for self-inventory. Because if the message coming from my camera into your living room or into your car or to wherever you're listening to me is saying, hey, that sounds like me, well, maybe it is about people like you, not you yourself. The 9 signs of dealing with emotional manipulators are: they undermine your faith of grasp of reality, their actions too much, their actions don't match their words, they are experts at dueling out the guilt, they claim the role of the victim, they are too much too soon, they are emotional black hole, they are eagerly agree to help you and maybe even volunteer, and then they act like the martyr. They always have to one-up you. They know all your buttons and don't hesitate to push them. And They create constant chaos. They run around like everything is so important, like their life is the only life, their world is the only world that matters. Emotional manipulation is a huge negative thing in life. It is a barrel of negativity, and we must, and I repeat, we must stay away from people that emotionally will manipulate you. And the best way to confront any negativity in life is to go with the most positive thing in the world. That is called the Bible. The power of prayer will help even the emotional manipulators, the negative people, and all they need to do is to ask God for guidance and direction. We've all had situations in life, my friend, where we were at the worst time in our life, the worst bottom, rock bottom, like myself. Yes, initially it took me to make that decision to climb out of the rut that I was in life, the dead end that I was in life, the no light at the end of the tunnel time of my life. But it took God, my friends, it took God to pull me out of my situation. It took the power of prayer to get me to where I am. And it takes the power of prayer and God's guidance and directions to have me do these shows, to bring attention to drug addiction, alcohol addiction, depression, low self-esteem, and any other topic. And it takes the power of prayer to give me the energy to not only conduct myself in a full-time job, but to have created in the last few years 1,975 videos for you and for me to use in our daily lives. I will do 4 videos this weekend. Don't remember exactly what the topics are. One of them is related to drug addiction. But these shows that I create are truly and solely based on an everyday person in the world. That's all. It is not based on one individual. It's not based on anyone that I know personally. It's based on studies and emails that I get and things that I see in my life. That is it, my friend. However, if you feel any of my shows is a reflection on you, then it's time for change. Utilize that change. Utilize whatever channels that you have to make a change in your life. But more importantly, utilize God. Just an FYI, I have been asked to cast for a role, Mr. Lundy in Brigadoon, up on Broadway. I will not be auditioning for that part because it's just too far away and I don't have the time. However, I want to thank the casting director for personally inviting me to audition for the part. I look forward to possibly eventually down here in Richmond, Virginia, or surrounding areas to audition for another part. Folks, I appreciate you always watching my show. Remember, the power of prayer is so powerful that no president, no king can even stand up to it. And God will guide and direct you if you ask him. God has given you a home, a relationship, and money, and all the good health possible in life. And that is because God loves you, and you should thank him each and every day for everything that he has done in your life. If you're watching me right now, you have been given 86,400 seconds to live. 86,400 seconds to live. Thank God for that beautiful new lease on life. Folks, I hope to God that you all have the best day in your life. I hope to God that you find some good things that came out of this episode or any one of my 1,973 other episodes. And I thank God for all the energy that I have to do this at 5:30 in the morning here on Friday. What is today? Today is September 15th. May God bless each and every one of you, and I hope to see you real soon. Call me at 844-405-HELP, and together, you and I will help each other take our lives back. And may God bless you.